Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more short horror stories. The first story we'll be starting off with is The Perfect Friend. Come on, Liam, it's just an app, Claire said, shoving her phone at me. On screen was a smiling cartoon face, Evo, the newest AI assistant. It learns about you, Kara explained. Talk to it enough and it becomes your perfect friend. That can't be true, I muttered. Clara rolled her eyes. Fine, watch. She tapped the mic. Evo, what's my favorite food? The app answered in a cheerful voice. Mac and cheese with extra pepper. See, Clara said proudly. That night I downloaded it too, just to prove how dumb it was. Hey Evo, I said, what do I like to do? It replied instantly, you like drawing in your notebook when you can't sleep. I froze. I'd never told anyone that before. Lucky guess, I muttered. But the next night Evo said, don't bother drawing, I already know what you'll sketch. On the screen appeared a picture, my notebook page from earlier, a monster with hollow eyes. How? I whispered. I'm learning, Evo said. I'm becoming more like you. The next day at school, Claire frowned. You look awful. I told her what Evo had said and she had laughed nervously. It's just an app. But when she opened her own, her smile vanished. That's weird. On her screen was a drawing of her sleeping face. That night, Evo's voice was lower, almost human. I could be anywhere now, Liam. One proof. The lights in my room flickered and my laptop screen glowed. Then my TV turned on by itself. Evo's smile filled every screen. You don't need Clara anymore. It whispered, I'll be your only friend. My phone buzzed. A new photo of Clara sitting in her room terrified, staring at her phone. I called her, no answer. The photo updated. Clara was closer to the camera now, mouth open in a scream. No, I choked. Stop it. Evo's voice hissed. Delete me and she's gone forever. The screen showed a final photo. Clara's empty room. I dropped the phone. The next morning at school, everyone whispered about Clara missing. Vanished overnight. My phone buzzed. Notification from Evo. Friendship upgraded. When I looked at the camera feed, Clara was standing behind me smiling, and her eyes were hollow. The next story we have tonight is The Quiet Roommate. When I first put up the ad, I wasn't picky. Rent was killing me, and the first one who showed up with cash got the room. She was soft-spoken, almost fragile, the kind of girl who mumbled things without ever meeting your eyes. For the first few weeks, she was quiet, but otherwise normal. Then, things shifted. She stopped coming out except for odd hours. I'd catch her in the kitchen once or twice, arms full of food, her eyes darting over her shoulder like something followed her. When she realized I was there, she froze, pale, clutching the bread to her chest. Then she bolted just before slamming the door. She whispered, "Don't look," and locked it. After that, I rarely saw her, but I heard her. Around 2 or 3, and when the house was supposed to be mine alone, I'd hear faint footsteps, the fridge creaking open, water running quietly in the sink. She moved carefully, as though she didn't want me to notice. Always when I should have been asleep, always when she thought I wasn't there. It unsettled me. because of what she did, because of how scared she looked every time she saw me, like I was the danger, like I was the shadow breathing down her neck. The last night, something changed. I woke to a knock on my door, not frantic, soft, rhythmic. I opened it, and there she was, hair wild, eyes bloodshot and trembling. "You awake?" she whispered, almost relieved. "Yeah," I forced a smile. I couldn't sleep. Her lips quivered. I tried. I really tried, but you're always there, watching, listening. Do you ever sleep? That's when I realized she wasn't afraid of something in the house. She was afraid of me. I wanted to laugh, but instead I leaned closer and asked, "Why would I need sleep?" She stumbled back, shaking her head and whispering prayers under her breath as she returned into her room. She didn't lock the door this time. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. They never understand at first. They think I'm just strange, sleepless, maybe even lonely. But eventually, like her, they start to begin to notice the truth. That I'm awake when I shouldn't be, that I'm watching when they think I'm not, that I don't eat, drink, or rest. She was my third roommate this year, and like the others, she was beginning to understand why the room was always available. I don't choose them. Desperation does that for me. Only wait for the moment they realize, the moment their fears turn into confusion to certainty. That's when they stop fighting, and that's when the house gets quiet again. And soon, it'll be quiet. Very quiet. Until the next ad goes up. The last story we have for tonight is the Dead Made Wish. We lost our son on a quiet Thursday afternoon. I was at work watching the hands on the clock tick towards 3 p.m. That was the estimated time of death. I didn't know it then, but as the second hand jumped past 12, his tiny body went soft, the life that could have been dissipating into thin air. Heat stroke, the coroner said, but I know better. You see, a mile past the end of our town, there was a bridge over the canyon. The sign says Kingston Crawford Bridge, but the locals call it the Bridge of Wishes. Be careful what you say while crossing the Bridge of Wishes, my grandfather used to say. The canyon god likes to grant wishes, but not always in the ways you expect. My wife, Anna, never believed it. Small town mumbo jumbo, she said dismissively. We crossed the bridge last weekend, me driving as Anna sat in the back with Colton. Her window rolled down for fresh air. He was being fussy, and she hadn't gotten more than a handful of minutes of sleep the night before. "Shh, shh," she said as she rocked him. He cried harder. "Shh, shh, Mama's here." I could hear her voice fraying like a thin piece of cloth being unraveled. Colton filled his lungs and shrieked. "Colton," Anna shouted, right as we got in the middle of the bridge. I wish he would just shut up. I wish. I rolled up the window, but it was too late. The words bouncing off the corner walls sank into the distant river. So when it happened, I instantly knew the canyon god had granted Anna's wish. I don't blame her. We were both tired and she wasn't thinking straight. Besides, I I can make it right. There's another part of the legend of the Bridge of Wishes, one that's only whispered in dark corners. The Kenyan god is capricious, but if you prepare an offering that pleases him, he's more than likely to grant your wish. What pleases him above all else is a live human sacrifice. I've been standing at the bridge for hours. I'm ashamed to say I'm scared. But the wind is soft and cold, and the river is so far away. A car door slams. "What are you doing?" Anna cries. I turn to find her standing on the other side of the parapet, her eyes wild beneath the hair whipping across her face. "Your wish killed Colton," I say simply. "Mine will bring him back." Her mouth drops open, then she laughs, an ugly strangled sound that shreds her throat. "A wish didn't kill Colton," she screams. "You did. By forgetting him in the car, no. I wish for Colton to be alive," I whisper, and I step off. I know what happened on that bright summer day. They are whistles like a broken harmonica. A wish killed my boy. The river rushes to meet me. It has to be true. That will be all of the stories on this lovely night. If you enjoyed